Welcome to Musing with Tanya D. I am your host, holistic shamedium and subtle energy surgeon, Tanya D. And welcome to today's musing show. So I'm going to muse about the nature of how to introduce a living style plant life as a nutritional way of retaining the frequency or the vibration of a high vibe life. So most of you know that I prefer green plant-based smoothies, fruits, salads, etc. But please don't let me forget the lemons, okay? Because you know I do those first thing in the morning. And please also know that I still love you, even if what I muse about doesn't resonate with you. So here's just a little snippet of my story. And no, I do not like labels with anything really. So giving myself a title or label it's actually been an issue for me because I sense it creates division. And I feel like we're all energetically connected on some sort of grid. So just from the vitality of the body, which you know I'm a tuner into that frequency. So what does my body say about it? So Going Green has updated my nutrition quotient, and my trainer would actually have a different opinion on that. He says I need more protein, which yes, I understand, but I don't like how I feel when I eat meat. So would I consider myself a vegan? Not necessarily, just more of a conscious earth consumer. So things I'm going to share with you about me being more aware of this NQ are insane levels of increased energy, mental clarity, just to name a few. And I could actually go on and on. Now we have the title or label of vegetarian, which a lot of people who are vegetarians just don't eat meat, but they might eat some dairy. And then you have people who are vegans, and they are people who don't eat meat and they don't eat dairy, but they eat cooked foods. Now, again, you have the raw food diet, which is technically just a form of veganism, which is where people embrace uncooked foods, more natural foods. So to start it, I started with a green smoothie a day, and it was just helping me on my journey. And what I mused about was to ask myself, why do I want to start doing this in the first place? Some people might see it as some kind of a fashion trend or some crazy statement because everybody else is doing it, or maybe they want to lose weight, or maybe they just want to feel happier. It doesn't matter your reason, that's totally your choice. But what assisted me on my journey was to help raise and shift my vibration. I had to let go of eating animals. And like magic, my entire life transformed. It helped me to become a greater version of my human self. To start going plant-based and raise your NQ, I have what I call the transitional stages. And be careful and do your research, because a lot of people who've been eating meat their entire lives or eating cooked foods, you can't just stop all of a sudden and go cold turkey. You've got to be careful because there are a plethora of benefits of plant-based eating, but it takes a tremendous amount of discipline. And more so, we have to do this in stages. And that's actually what I did. So every time you eat a meal, what you could do is just incorporate a vegetable, eat more fruits. Fruits are cleansers. Just make it a habit of eating a piece of fruit every day. If you have a craving, grab a piece of fruit until eventually it just becomes your lifestyle. But it's all done in stages. And also find a community or a tribe, or what I like to call to or refer as my village or my tribe. You need a support network, and I've browsed a plethora of videos on social media. I found recipes. So if you're around people who don't appreciate your choice of the kinds of foods that you eat, it's actually going to be really difficult. So you need a high vibe support team or more, right? So as soon as I start my day, I found that drinking warm lemon water first thing sets my stage of my day. Then the smoothie helps because it actually sets the tone. It just keeps me hydrated. And it also sets myself for the rest of my day to eat one cooked meal a day or a lightly cooked meal. And the rest can be uncooked, because within the raw food eating, they say that 75% of the foods that we eat shouldn't be cooked higher than 118 degrees, because this way we get the maximum nutrition. We get all those enzymes. And I've seen it for myself. You have a greater passion for life. And I'm not one of those strict vegans who say, hey, I'm never going to eat this or that. I'm just very aware, and I actually just tune in. And the after effects of what I eat, right? That's why I call it the nutrition quotient. So I'm very free with myself. However, I see the importance of food. And you are what you eat. And on a deeper level, you're not only what you eat, but you are what you feed yourself, all of your senses, because everything is connected. That includes regular exercise. All of this helps us start a ritual of going plant-based because it gets our body into shape. It's this body, mind, spirit trinity, which I call the Holy Ghost, or giving it up to the ghost, the universe, and my higher self. But these three are all interconnected. You can call them what you want. But you need to recognize that we are living in an amazing time, even though we have what appears to be chaos, right? But we're having an amazing time on planet Earth. And this, for me, was the biggest push to actually start just eating plant-based, was when you watch certain documentaries or read books on health or nutrition. For instance, a lot of Earthlings, many of us, we're not even emotionally ready to kill our own food. I couldn't do it. I might be able to go fishing in Alaska and hang out with my dad, but that's even actually a little rough for me. So when shifting to a more conscious way of starting a plant-based diet, it's all about not being so hard on yourself and all that conditioning. Just doing some research and embracing food such as fruits and vegetables and letting go of all the junk food, the addictive sugar, because you have sugar in sugar cane, which is actually natural sugar, but once you start extracting the sugar, it then becomes this drug. So white sugar, because you have taken and extracted it out of its natural environment. Nature doesn't make us an addict, but it does wonders for some people. And a lot of people have even asked me, why should I stop eating meat? Well, you can eat meat, whatever you want, but what's helped me on my journey is to see that meat was making me feel sluggish. And once I let go of the meat, I actually just felt healthier. I felt freer. I felt lighter. And a lot of people don't even realize that the meat we're eating, it not only have the animals, they carry a vibration. So if they've been locked up in a pen and not treated in a humanly manner or way, this energy is actually being transferred into us through the DNA. And a lot of us, or many of us, of the animals, a lot of the animals have just been pumped full of hormones, steroids, and all. This also goes into our bodies. And our intestines, if you're a long-standing meat eater, you have a short intestine. So what does this meat, what does it all do, right? It kind of sticks with us. It stays in our bodies and within these hot temperatures. So then it ferments and it purifies in essence, and it kind of makes us drunk on our colon, and then it attracts those parasites. So this has just helped me out and helped me just go more plant-based. But you do whatever works for you. And it's not about having labels. It's just about you seeing that you deserve the best. And I'm worthy to eat the most delicious, amazing foods in the world. Avocados, figs, lettuce, green beans, whatever your things are, bananas, right? And I deserve to have the most expansive human experience. And actually, once you have this self-love for yourself, you can start plant-based living style, because you have to accept yourself over 100% and into infinity. More so, you just have to love yourself beyond 100% and into infinity. But, a lot of people say that it costs way too much money to eat organic food. But I just see myself as an investment, and that's what I actually tell myself. I deserve it. I am worthy. I get to eat the most amazing foods in the world because abundance is our natural state. And we eat because it's all, if you're eating plant-based, it doesn't make us more spiritual, because spirituality is not something that you practice. It's who you are organically. But however, eating natural plant-based foods gives you more energy. Therefore, it just allows you to breathe in more of the world of spirit. And it emanates from spiritus, and spiritus means to breathe. So then we have more oxygen circulating around our bodies. We feel better. We can get rid of certain diseases. We just feel more alive. And it's just a great way to start going plant-based or shifting, is to look at your relationship to certain starches, particularly like breads and potatoes. And I've done this on my journey. Do I need to eat this right now? Because the more gluten I consume, the harder it's for me to embrace plant-based nutrition quotient. However, I know the second I eat that bread or that potato, I'm going to feel like crap within 15 minutes. So once I started eating just higher vibe, magnificent, amazing fruits, trying them, different fruits that I can get at the local store here. Pineapples, oranges, tangerines, bananas, dragon fruits. So we all get the nutrients that we need, but if we're eating a lot of starches or fine foods, the body's constantly searching for nutrients, right? So, it's amazing. Our power actually lies in our own hands, and it always has been. So we can choose whether or not we want to eat life or whether or not we want to eat processed foods. So getting into your natural biorhythm. So we have our natural sleep and our waking cycles that actually help us start even going plant-based for higher nutrition, because our entire body, it has to be in this perfect equilibrium, just this perfect homeostasis to give us the energy, because transitioning to a plant food, we have to remember that to begin with, it's actually going to be hard. Our entire body has to be at its optimum. So therefore, that requires us getting the right amount of sleep that we need. And for every body, this is different. So listen to your body more and listen to the power of your intuition that just lies within you. Natural fruits and vegetables, they take a little more time to digest. And eating foods that are more in their natural element, the plant nutrients, the phytonutrients, the plant-based foods, they just feel so good once you start eating them and once you digest them. Foods that take a little time to digest are natural foods, and they actually just help us tremendously. And this is just plant-based nutrition. And you'll see the results. And a lot of people actually ask, where do I get my protein if I don't get it from the meat? Well, meat is not the only source of protein. You also have chia seeds, which are amazing. And that's what I actually started putting in my smoothies. And to go plant-based, you just have to really do your research. So whatever your food choice, you just need to remember to do it for the right reasons, okay? So thanks for tuning in. And for more information, or if you want to go green, check out my show notes. And if you haven't followed me on any social media platforms, you can find me at What's Up Tanya D on Facebook. On Instagram, I'm at the Tanya D. On Twitter, I'm at Green Skinny Girl. On YouTube, I'm just Tanya D. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do and ring the bell. On iTunes, subscribe to my podcast, Musing with Tanya D. I've upped my seasons, where season 2 was the nature series, but this year, 2020, I'm coining it the subtle energy season, and season 3 was the energy world. You can check all of those out, and you can also find me on Spotify. You can visit my corridor for well-being and healing at club.tanyad.tv, where I host my online courses, and on Tanya D TV, where I host everything else. So if you're ready to transform to really getting healthier and having more vitality, there I have some essential oils and a lot more. You can find all the links in the show notes. Until next time, mind my hiccups. Yeah, Ashe.